Good morning, Elite Martial Arts students. I'm back again. Sorry for a little bit of a time off thing. Anyways, I'm back and I hope you enjoy this session. Today's basic self-defense. All right, feet together. Whoosh. All right, make sure you do a good warm-up before we do any karate techniques. Make sure you're stretched out and get a sweat going. Very important. Now, let's visualize. I know it's hard when you're working by yourself, but if you have a family member that you can work with, even better. Just make sure you don't hurt them and treat them with courtesy and respect. Okay, so if someone comes up and they grab you, what's usually coming next, right? A punch or a pull or a push. But the thing is that when they're grabbing you, I can't go anywhere, they're holding me. So that's not nice. They shouldn't be doing that. And I can't read their mind, so I don't know if they're gonna try to hurt me or if it's just a threat. So, since I can't read their mind, when they put their hand, when that guy goes to put their hand or she goes to put their hand on me, my first thing is to try to get away, of course, right? So I can, I see them coming, right? And they grab it, hey, don't touch me. And if you can run away at that point in time, please do, get out of there, right? If you have the opportunity to leave, you leave. But let's say you can't, you're stuck in a room, could be a changing room, whatever it is, and there's only one door in, one door out. When that person goes to put their hand on me, boom, I say, don't touch me. What is the first thing they're gonna do? They're gonna try it again. Exactly. And watch, I step back on the first one. So, what are they expecting me to do? Step back. So, when they put their hand on me, I'm gonna trap that hand, right? That hand that's here, I'm gonna trap it like this, with this hand, right? So, my left is gonna trap their right, or vice versa. Okay, if they grab me with their left, they're a righty puncher, most likely it's coming from that side. So when they grab and I trap, my hand is down here. I'm gonna step into it, and when I do that, I pull like this. I turn like this. So when they grab, they're doing this now, right? I don't care how big you are. I do this, right, with my body weight, and you're gonna move forward. As you move forward, the hand that's down here is gonna come up in this manner here, hitting with a palm strike, right underneath. And the idea is to try to catch him in the jaw. Boom. Now, just think, they're probably talking. They're probably saying, what are you going to do about it, or something like that. As they're doing that, their mouth is open, right? And it's weak. And maybe their tongue is even sticking out. So if I do here and I go boom, and I come up like that, whack, right? Really hard here, pop, right? And that could happen, boom. The jaw can pop out, right? You can create a lot of discomfort. And I know it sounds bad, but if you allow that person to grab and start punching you, right, then you're the one that's going to be going to the hospital. So I come up, boom, I strike, I assess the situation, I see that, boom, they're sort of they're going down or whatever it is, or they're bleeding, boom, I get out of there, I call 911, I make sure that person's going to get help, and I make sure I tell the police the truth of what just happened, and then that way they're hopefully, right, that person gets some help, but also they're the ones that are going to get in trouble. All right, remember, self-defense is all about defending yourself and getting away, not being the tough guy. Okay, now that you practice that on one side, I always want you to try always both sides, right? Because you never know what side the person's gonna grab. So if the person grabs on this side, boom, again, I'm relaxed, whack. If they grab on this side, whack, right? And it's all about speed. Trap, boom, and catch them by surprise, which is very important. So make sure you practice both sides at all times. Now, what happens if they come up and grab with two hands, right? The guy grabs like this or she grabs like that, right? And again, if they're doing that, again, it's very aggressive. If they push me and I hit my head against a wall or push me down the stairs, or they pull me, right? And I get whiplash from my neck, there's a whole bunch of things that can cause pain. But if I can get away before that happens, boom, again, I get away. I want to leave the situation at all times. But if I can't get away and I got to use self-defense, then I'm going to use it. So if that person grabs me with both hands like this, right, I don't want to stand like this. So the first thing I do is I trap both hands. Because if that comes up like this, right, they're going to end up punching me in the face with their knuckles. Or they're going to put the shirt over my head. And then I can't see. So what I want to do is trap, again, their wrists. And when I do that, I'm going to step back. You know, before we stepped forward, now I want to step back, because I want them to do this, okay? So when they grab, I'm gonna grab their wrists so they can't come up, and I'm gonna step down into our karate horse stance position. Here, boom, big strong back. Once I do this, bam, right? I have accessibility to their face because their face is right there because they're like that. I come here like this, right? The hand that's closest to it is gonna strike the face, whack, with an open hand strike, the palm, nice and hard, it's nice and dense, right? And I don't break my knuckles from punching. So I hit, pop. From here, once I make contact, that hand that I've trapped, I'm gonna come down on the arm, really hard, boom. So when they're like this, right, they get hit, whack. This hand here gets chopped down like that. So you chop down at the elbow and look at their face, right? So I'm here, they grab, I step into my stance. I strike, I hop, hammer down on that elbow area. This hand I was holding has now a direct strike to their head, pop. So it's a 2 palm strike technique. We trap, we step into our horse stance. They lose balance. First strike right away to the face. And then same hand, down on the armpit. Collapse their arm. Back hand that's holding here, you rotate the hips, whack, and we strike. And then again, assess the situation. I see that they're no longer a threat. I run away, I call 911, I get them help, right? And I make sure that I tell the truth to the police, and I make sure that they are the ones that are gonna get in trouble. But before that, they get help, all right? I want you to practice that, stepping back on this side, and then I want you to step back on this side, right? In here, whack, down, strike. And come right across with that palm strike. All right, you can do it, practice it a whole bunch of times. If you have a partner, please do so with that partner or a parent or whatever. Just make sure you don't hurt them. What happens if someone comes up and they grab you in a bear hug? Now again, most of the time, if they're grabbing you in a bear hug, your arms are gonna be down because you're like this and they grab over top. It's very rare that you're standing like this where the person grabs you under the ribs, right? Or underneath the armpits, okay? Usually it's over top of the arms, okay? So that's the most common way. Now again, when they're grabbing you like that, it's either they're trying to remove you from the situation, right? Or someone is going to try to hurt you that's in front of you. So they're holding while someone else punches you or kicks you, right? And again, if this is a situation where that could be someone who is a security guard or law enforcement, they're required to acknowledge who they are. So it's security, boom, they grab you, you just relax, right? Don't fight that. And especially if they say police, boom, you just relax, right? And just allow them to do their job or whatever situation is happening, right? You don't want to be resisting on that. But if someone does not acknowledge who they are, I can't assume that that's a police officer or a friend or whatever it is. So I'm going to have to work on my reaction time and skills, right? So when that person grabs me above my arms, boom, the first thing I want to do is I want to have my hands that's down here come up, and I want to try to trap those hands. Again, very important. I always tell you to trap, right? Because I want to control. So over here, I trap. And then from here, I go back into that horse stance. So I'm going to step out. As I step out, I'm going to stick my glutes in, just like that. So I lean forward just a little bit, my glutes come out, and I'm solid. Now from here, the reason for that, because it's a lot harder for that person now to lift. Because now I just used gravity. I drop down into a solid stance, right? And by me stepping out, they grab like this, like this. Now you know, if you go to lift something like this, sometimes it's a lot harder, or you end up hurting your back, right? Because you're like that. So when that person grabs me, I trap and I come here like this. Look at my shoulders, they come up, my chin is down. Because I don't want that hand coming up and choking me. So I hold it like this, from here. Now, once I'm in this position here, right? This arm here, I'm gonna have to release because I wanna strike. This hand is gonna come out like this. I'm gonna punch it out and I'm gonna turn my hips and I'm gonna strike with the elbow, whack. Look at, I created a point, right? With that elbow, right down here. Now my goal, if I hit once, fantastic, and I get them to release, right? Don't forget, they're caught by surprise. Boom, I look, I strike. One, if I take two, right? Boom, boom. Now from here, what I'm gonna do is have my foot move just a little bit. When I stepped out, I'm gonna move my hip and my foot. And I strike to the quad or to the groin. So on the leg, give them a Charlie horse, or into the groin area. Boom. Once they release completely, the hand comes right back up and I strike. When they go like this part of your arm is gonna come up and you're gonna strike right on the bridge of the nose, okay? So watch. Trap, very important. Someone grabs, you trap. Trap the forearms, hands, whatever it is, wrists. Step out, drop, glutes are going this way, right? To break them balance, boom. From here, let go, strike one. Step in, strike two. Hand comes down, strike three. Now look how close that is to my head. Not out here, there. You practice on that side, do it a whole bunch of times. Step by step, 1, 2, 3. Everything has to be robotic. And then you add practice a whole bunch of times on one side. I want you to make sure you do the other side as well on that bear hug grab, right? Stepping out with the opposite leg, making sure again you trap, chin is down, shoulders are up. All the little things that I'm saying is very important, right? It's not a sort of woulda, shoulda, coulda, right? Because if you end up being taken away, and this is a situation where they can't hurt you in point A, so they're taking you to point B, you definitely don't want to end up going to point B, right? Because the odds of you coming back are probably very slim, right? So again, person grabs, I feel it, I trap, I step out, right? Butt going out this way. Out here like this, that hand comes. I'm looking, I strike, tight, tight, tight. Boom, I might have to do a whole bunch of times, right? But just think, you're hitting them, right? I'm holding, they don't have access to this arm, right? I'm hitting, and then from here I step in, whack, I make contact, whack, quad or groin. Could be a bunch of times. They let go, I see it, identify, and I strike up on top, bam, right? Trying to connect just above the elbow area, right on the bridge of the nose, so I get away, okay? Remember to practice both sides. Super important to be efficient on both sides, okay? Now, let's just say someone does end up grabbing you underneath, right here, boom. Now, it's very dangerous because of the fact that if they're very strong, right, and they end up squeezing really tight, right, they're gonna stop you from being able to breathe properly. So we don't have a lot of time. And again, I don't want them to lift me up. If they end up lifting me up, they can shake, right? And it's gonna be really hard for me to defend myself from that point. Okay, I'm not saying it's impossible. There's always ways, right? We're using your head, using your heel, striking. It's just how much time do I really have, right? I don't have that much time when I can't breathe very well, right? So when they end up grabbing, again, here, my hands are free. My arms are free. First thing I need to do, again, always is trap. Trap, and then again, I want to step. I want to step out to make it hard. Here, boom, I want that movement here happening. Bang. Now, when I do this, right, and I do that, right, here, they're going to do this. When I do this, my elbow is free. So my first strike now is up high. So I strike. I'm trying to hit, trying to get them to move back. Once they move back and they start clearing distance, right, and I'm even a little bit more comfortable because they're not squeezing as tight, then I can go to the groin or the leg. Whether I go to the quad or whether I go to the groin or whether I go to the ribs, right? Strike, 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 strike. I want an instinctive. And I should be able to turn because if they're leaning like this, I want to learn to strike on that side as well, right? So from here, pop, I see that I'm not hitting, but I feel their face here, I can switch it over and strike, pop, right? And then underneath, pop, 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 right? And then I take my step away and I assess the situation and then I run like stink, right? I call 911, I get help, I make sure that, again, the person is being looked after and as well, I make sure the police know what happened so that person gets in trouble, okay? So again, person grabs you underneath the arms. I'm not sure how it happens. Boom, they grabbed you. Oh, I don't care how it happens. At that point, who cares? First thing you do is trap the arm. Boom, step out. Right, butt comes out. His face is here. Strike with the hand. That's free. It's right there. Pop, pop. Right? And then again, I look. I see that they're making space. Boom, maybe an elbow strike to the ribs. Whack, groin strike, quadricep strike. Take a step out. Take a look. See what's going down. If the person is hurt, right? Boom, I'm gone, right? As fast as I can to get help. Okay, so a little bit different. Same sort of step out, same grab, but the weapon of choice to start off was different. We're going high instead of going low, right? Anyways, practice out on both sides. Have some fun. All right, I hope you enjoyed the self-defense class today. All on grabs. Of course, there's other grabs, there's headlocks, there's things like that, right? I'm just trying to keep it simple so you have some kind of practicing to do. And remember, good karate techniques comes from good basics. Good basics is repetitive practice properly. You gotta properly practice to get good basics, right? And then you apply those basics instinctively in situations that we're talking about right now, right? So remember, practice your techniques. If you work with someone, be very careful and don't hurt them or hurt them because of the fact that sometimes we get excited and then we pop an elbow or whatever it is and someone gets hurt or a palm strike. So always do it when you're working with a partner, slow and very precise, okay? So anyways, enjoy yourselves. I'll talk to you guys soon. Look for the next video. Feet together. Us.